Hello, my name is Matthew Wood. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm currently staying with my family right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. So let me tell you a little bit more about the last 2 years and what brought me to Phoenix. I've had pectus all my life, no real issues until my mid-20s, until I moved to New York City. I was a retail manager there, and I was walking a lot, and I started noticing the typical symptoms of pectus, such as shortness of breath, chronic fatigue, just low energy. I saw my physician. We ordered a CT scan. We found out that my collar index, which is the measure of the dip in your chest, ended up being a 9.6, which is about 3 times what would be considered severe for pectus excavatum. I decided that I shouldn't put it off any longer, and I should just go ahead and go for the surgery, being that I was getting older, I didn't want to have a family, didn't have to deal with my own personal health issues. So I underwent my first surgery on October 6, 2014 in Memphis, Tennessee. A few days after that, I was doing okay, then I had a coughing fit. One of the bars flipped, so we had to have a second surgery. When they redid the bars, they fastened them too tight to my rib cage to where I couldn't inhale enough breath, so I was constantly struggling to breathe. So when that happened, we had to have a third surgery in order to loosen up the bars so I could breathe better. I had lost at that point 20 pounds because I was in the hospital, CVICU, for 2 weeks. I wasn't eating. I lost the ability to breathe on my own, so they put me in a medically induced coma at the end of the third surgery. Long story short, it was hell, and my chest wasn't fixed. I returned to New York 9 months later. I ended up back on disability a month later because I couldn't handle being on my feet all day. I was in pain still. I was on disability until July of last year, 2015, after which I got my real estate license and tried to pursue that as a career because I believed that I could handle it. Unfortunately, my body could not. So by early 2016, I realized that pretty much my chest had caved all the way back in to where it was before the first 3 surgeries. My breathing got worse, my heart felt like it was overworking itself, and as you can imagine, I was in a lot of pain. I finally realized I couldn't put it off anymore and I had to have a 4th surgery, unfortunately. I knew that if I had to do it one more time, that it absolutely had to be the very last time. I found Dr. Jaroszewski through the pectus support website, pectus.com. I found that she had the highest ratings. Not only was that something I was looking for, but she also had a high rating in correcting previously botched surgeries. She had a lot of success in adult patients as well. So that seemed like a no-brainer to me. After meeting Dr. Jaroszewski and her team, my parents and I pretty much knew right then and there that she was the one. And when we met with her, she informed me that one of the bars was attached to one of my lungs and the other bar was attached to my aorta with scar tissue. The first couple hours would be spent on removing the bars and then moving on to doing the actual procedure. What was great about her and the entire team is that they kept me completely informed the entire time, and we had the utmost confidence that we were doing the right thing, we were at the right place. And when I woke up post-op, I looked down and I felt like a kid at Christmas. My chest looked so phenomenal, and I could not believe I actually had a chest. I'm used to looking down and seeing this crater, and people making jokes about, oh, I can eat cereal out of your bowl, that kind of thing. Basically, I could not have been any more excited. I remember looking at the clock and calling the nurse and asking what took so long, because it ended up being a 12-hour procedure after I was told it would be a 6 to 8 hour. And then he told me a piece of my aorta came out with one of the bars, which was worst case scenario, which I was told that might happen. And of course they were prepared for it, and they pumped a lot of blood into me. They did a bypass, everything. I was bleeding out, but they saved my life. Yeah, saved my life. That was incredible to hear, especially because I wasn't there to see it. I mean, yeah, that's what they do, the professionals. You know, they do that every day, but you never realize how incredible that is until it happens to your life, when it's your life being saved. I knew when I wrote in my letter during the application process for the funding of my surgery that Dr. Jaroszewski was the only surgeon that I trusted with my life, and she ended up proving that. Here's a before pic. So it's pretty much a whole chest. I'm able to breathe very deeply. I'm still working on my breath daily, exercising. So again, I want to say thank you so much to everyone on the Charity Foundation Board. You approved the funding not only to save my life, but to drastically improve it. And to Dr. J and the rest of the team and everyone else at Mayo Clinic, thank you so much. I am forever humbled and I am forever grateful. I'll see you around. See you in a few years.